Athletes.
Oh, for Howard. Oh, man. Oh, a monster jam.
Tonight, two of the NBA's most athletic and entertaining showmen take center stage in Orlando.
Lobbing up high. Howard. Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. What a play.
The Magic and Clippers are next on Sun Sports.
A magical Monday in Orlando, Florida. From Central Florida, the fabulous Amway Center in downtown Orlando. NBA basketball tonight. The Orlando Magic against the Los Angeles Clippers. Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to Magic Basketball. David Steele alongside Matt Gukas. And tonight, the Magic take on a Clipper team that sits atop its division. And, Matty, I guess a lot of fans have had this game circled on their calendar because you've got a lot of star power in this building tonight.
You know, David, I think also Dwight Howard has it circled as well. I think he loves these challenges. A hyped team coming in, the Clippers, and they really deserve the hype because they've been a fabulous team. But Dwight Howard has really started to come alive for the Magic. His offensive game he's starting to work more without the ball. He's working on the offensive glass. At the defensive end, he's become more aggressive. Not for long stretches of the ball game, but just enough where he just takes control and dominates with his shot blocking and with his intimidation. And really the face and the identity of this Clipper organization. Last year, as a rookie, Blake Griffin, and he loves to dunk the ball. He's number 2 in the NBA to Dwight Howard in dunks, and he's developed that little outside shot. It's not the best part of his game, but it's decent enough to go along with all of his power game inside. He gets to the free throw line. The big problem for him is he cannot make foul shots. But along with Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, they've got the makings of a terrific team. Only 3 guys, David. That's a little surprising. Usually there's up around 5, averaging over 20 points a game and double-figure rebounds.
Well, these two guys are terrific. They're different types of players, but at their position, as good as there is in the NBA. And they'll be starting for their respective all-star teams here in Orlando later this month. Good news for the Magic. Jameer Nelson returning after missing 5 games with a concussion, and just in time because the Clippers have a tremendous backcourt. 5-time All-Star Chris Paul for the LA Ball Club, another starter on the Western Conference All-Star team. And Paul this year is joined by another 5-time All-Star player, Chauncey Billups. What a backcourt combo for the Clippers. We'll see him tonight. And Paul will have more on the Clippers and the Magic when we come back.
Local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. By AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. By Steak and Shake. Life needs flavor. And by your Central Florida Buick dealers. Welcome back to Orlando's Amway Center on a beautiful Monday night in Central Florida. The Magic and the Clippers. David Steele, Matty Gukas, and Paul Kennedy tonight. Let's check in with PK.
Hey, good evening to you, David. We need to
Be a terrific basketball game. The 15-9 Magic against the 14-7 Los Angeles Clippers. Magic starting lineup for tonight after missing 5 consecutive games after suffering a concussion against New Orleans about 10 days ago. Jameer Nelson back in the starting lineup this evening. He'll be joined by Jason Richardson, Dwight Howard, Ryan Anderson, and Hedo Turkoglu. Orlando Magic head coach Stan Van Gundy, his 5th year as head coach. The Magic are 8-4 here on their home court this season. They've won 3 straight, including a hard-fought battle against Indiana on Saturday night, 85-81. Here's the Clippers starting lineup for tonight. 10 All-Star appearances combined with Chris Paul and Chauncey Billups. Paul will be making his 5th All-Star appearance this year. Billups a 5-time All-Star. In their backcourt, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, last year's Rookie of the Year, and Caron Butler, a very talented starting 5. The highest scoring first quarter team in the NBA, Vinny Del Negro's Los Angeles Clippers. They are a very good offensive team, averaging 99 points a game, and all of their offensive numbers very good. And they've got DeAndre Jordan in the middle, Maddie, so they've got a nice defensive presence around the rim. They've got terrific guards. Blake Griffin, an outstanding star. A lot of people think this Clipper team could make a deep run in the postseason this year. You haven't said that about a Los Angeles Clippers team, maybe ever.
It's been a long time. There's no question they're loaded with talent. However, David, they don't have a lot of depth. Now, that's the one thing they're missing. They come off the bench with Maurice Williams. Chauncey Billups they're using as an off guard, but he's a ball handling off guard. There's really nothing wrong with that. That kind of helps them move the ball around. Griffin, of course, is a powerful inside player. Jordan, a very good defensive player and a high percentage shooter around the basket. And of course, that shot blocking threat is huge. But DeAndre Jordan, what we saw of him last year, has an awful time trying to contain and do battle with Dwight Howard, as many others in the NBA do.
Yeah, Jordan got whipped last year in 2 head-to-head meetings against the Orlando Magic and Dwight Howard. Opening tip from Orlando, and we're underway on a Monday night. Tonight's Magic game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Caron Butler. Rebounded by Dwight Howard. Just underway, the Clippers coming off a win at Washington on Saturday night when the Magic were beating Indiana. Nice speed. Nelson breaks down the Clipper defense.
It's good to see Jameer back after his concussion problems. I understand his minutes are going to be limited, but very much under control there on the little drag screen, and just took his time and set up Dwight beautifully. Welcome back. You got to guard Chris Paul.
Yeah, tough. And then Mo Williams comes off the bench. Here is Paul, and he's open for 3. Jason Richardson got an arm up late, but Chris Paul shooting 46% from beyond the arc. That's 8th best in the NBA.
I don't know if Jameer wants to drift that far off Chris Paul to go down and double team on Griffin. Now, if Griffin takes a turnaround jumper, so be it. He hurts on his rolls to the basket.
Paul's having an outstanding year. He's 3rd in the NBA in assists per game. Blake Griffin gives inside to DeAndre Jordan, and a foul on Jason Richardson. Count the basket.
Oh, nice extra pass by Blake Griffin. He averages a little over 3 assists a game, which is surprising. But passed up the open jumper right there. Dribbles towards Dwight to make him guard him. And nobody rotating from behind. If anything, you want to foul DeAndre Jordan before he makes the layup, since he only shoots 47% from the line.
Clippers and Magic 29th and 30th in free throw percentage. Of course, Dwight Howard shoots a high percentage of Orlando's free throws. He's under 50% for the year. But they have Jordan and Blake Griffin, both under 50%.
Griffin shoots 7 free throws a game. Nice move by Jay Rich underneath, coming off 2 consecutive solid games.
Here's a foul on Ryan Anderson.
Foul number 33, Ryan Anderson.
Challenging matchup for Ryan. Blake Griffin tonight.
The Magic have been going more and more to this post-up, especially early in the game, giving Chauncey Billups a little dose of his old medicine against the Magic, as he used to take Jameer Nelson into the low block quite a bit.
See if Anderson can stay out of foul trouble. He's already picked up 1 now. Billups. Rebound Turkoglu for the Magic.
Once again, the Magic double teaming, and it's giving up some wide open looks beyond the arc.
Shooters.
Yes.
Turkoglu throws it away. 3-on-1. Nelson is back alone, but somehow managed to disrupt that fast break.
Chris Paul probably made every mistake he can make for a point guard, and he's considered one of the best in the business, leaving his feet. I think he knew what he wanted to do with it when he left his feet. He knew he's got Griffin there and tried to get him on the alley-oop lob, but passed up his backcourt partner, Chauncey Billups, wide open.
Nelson went to Griffin, so it was actually a clear path to the bucket for Chris Paul. Anderson drills it for three. Leads the NBA in threes attempted and made per game. Almost 3 makes per game on average for Ryan Anderson. Butler lobbed it to Jordan, and he dunks it. A long arm, one-handed dunk.
I wasn't quite sure, David, because a lot of times Caron Butler shoots a line drive jumper, but that was clearly a line drive pass.
Howard's got Caron Butler in a tough spot. Easy 2 for Dwight Howard. Butler could have taken a foul, but he chose to back away.
I don't think he could have. Dwight moved so quickly. He was waving the red flag to Olay.
There's that jump shot you talked about earlier for Blake Griffin.
He shoots a more than decent percentage. He's up 45% on that 16 to 18-foot jumper. Still, you'd rather see him do that than hammer away those dunks inside.
Pretty move by Howard, who has 6 early for the Magic.
Did you watch all that?
That's pretty good.
I got cross-eyed on all the crossovers. At least 2 on that one play. Silenced the crowd.
Chris Paul in his 7th year in the NBA. Nelson looks very spry early tonight. And his minutes are limited, not because of effects from the concussion, only because there are concerns about his conditioning. So if those concerns are erased, I don't see any reason why Jameer couldn't play big minutes tonight.
During the concussion procedure, he can't really work out.
Right. Hedo Turkoglu, Jameer, extra pass to Jason Richardson. What a good start for the Magic. And Jameer Nelson making all the right decisions in the first period.
Jameer with 3 assists already. The Magic 7 out of 8 from the floor, knocking down their open shots.
Griffin with the left hand.
Blake Griffin.
Pretty good job by Anderson not to commit the foul. It was a difficult shot. But Griffin will use that left hand in around the basket, but you'd rather see him take that. And rather than double team and break your defense down, here's another nice play by the Magic inside as the interior defense of DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin getting solidly whipped by Dwight Howard and company early.
Well, I mentioned the Clippers are one of the better offensive teams in the league. What we didn't mention is defensively, they are suspect, and the Magic have taken advantage early tonight. A terrific start for Orlando. Dwight Howard with 8 points already, and the Magic lead by 5.
They lead the Clippers 18-13 in the first quarter, and Jameer Nelson is not the only player making a return tonight for the Magic. Glenn Davis is back after serving that 2-game suspension for conduct detrimental to the team, and according to Stan Van Gundy, he's in good spirits. Van Gundy said the two had a really good talk and that he firmly believes that Davis is coming back not only with a solid frame of mind, but really wanting to do the right thing. Van Gundy also added that he's never questioned whether Davis is a good guy. That's never been the issue. It was just a situation in which frustration got the better of him. But David, he's back now, and above all, he wants to help this team win.
All right, well, it's good to have Glenn Big Baby Davis back available tonight. Thanks, Jess. Davis met with Stan Van Gundy and General Manager Otis Smith this morning to straighten everything out. 3-point shot by Billups. Rebounded by Howard, and here comes Orlando. The Magic have made their last 7 field goal attempts. And Anderson tries to make it 8th, but cannot. Rebound Paul. Anderson doesn't want to commit that foul. but he did. Number 2.
Number 33, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan was caught in no man's land. His
Second, third team foul.
individual defensive assignment, Blake Griffin was out ahead of the pack, and he saw the eyes of Chris Paul look up
Number 11.
and then reached in to try to break. But you're right, David, with already one personal foul. You don't want to get that second on a play like that.
Nelson comes out as Stan Van Gundy intended from the beginning, about 6 minutes into the game. Chris Duhon, who started the last 5 games for the Magic, now matches up with Chris Paul. Griffin, another jump shot. DeAndre Jordan rebounds. Caron Butler back to Billups. 3-point shot, Caron Butler.
A couple of quick jumpers since that last time out. One by Billups, now one by Butler, and even one by Blake Griffin.
Well, the Magic are just pounding it inside with Jason Richardson. Didn't get anything out of it that time, so let's see if Turkoglu can get something going with a pick and roll on Howard. Tito back out to Richardson. Shot clock is at 2. Rebound Griffin.
Griffin really glides up there, doesn't he? Jumps so easily.
Butler stepped out of bounds.
On the line.
Griffin missed his rookie, what would have been his rookie season out of Oklahoma with knee injury, season-ending knee injury in the preseason. But all the Clippers were raving about how great he was going to be. And, you know, sometimes you hear that, Matty, and you go, yeah, right. But it was pretty obvious that this guy is special. Shot clock is down to 4. Richardson. Boy, Jason Richardson has played 2 terrific games in a row coming into tonight. Off to a great start in this one.
Tough shot for Jay Rich going to his left, working against the shot clock.
Turkoglu closing out on Caron Butler, so the Clippers will have to inbound the ball.
Number 25, Mo Williams.
Chauncey Billups goes to the bench for the Clippers. Maurice Williams is the first man off the bench for Vinny Del Negro. Here he is, wasting no time and getting up a shot.
Wide open as Jay Rich got wiped out on that pick or ran into it.
Howard and DeAndre Jordan, friends off the floor. But foes tonight, Howard, that's his first missed shot of the game. He made 4 straight.
And DeAndre Jordan has been very careful here in the first 8 minutes not to pick up any fouls. Consequently, Dwight shooting 4 for 5 from the field, although a lot of them were drawing kicks. Jordan wasn't even in the picture.
Magic ball.
Well, Jordan's got some kind of wingspan, doesn't he?
He's a great shot blocker.
Yes.
And a good finisher around the basket. Shooting 66% from the field. Beautiful inbound pass. Tito Turkoglu finding Jay Rich on that curl. The Magic scored on that quite a bit.
They gave a steady dose of that to the Clippers in their half-court, or rather the Pacers the other night, their half-court offense. Kickball. Jason Richardson got a foot on it.
14 to shoot.
Stan Van Gundy's Magic lead by 9, 22 to 13 with 3.5 to play in the first period. Ryan Gomes checks in for the Clippers.
And for the Clippers, number 15, Ryan Gomes.
You mentioned their depth, and they would like to add a scorer off the bench. They're working on J.R. Smith.
He's a scorer. He's in China waiting for his team to be eliminated, which could be very.
What kind of a situation is that?
Could be pretty quick
for a guy.
And
I'm sure he's their key player. So it's to his advantage if his Chinese team is eliminated?
Yes, it is. So, and he can help him do it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, boy, they must love that. Whoever owns that team. Turkoglu delivered that pass behind the backboard, which was gathered by Dwight.
And DeAndre Jordan, A, did not even see the pass coming, and B, after blew by his head, didn't do anything to try to defend.
apparently determined to stay out of foul trouble tonight. The jump shot by Ryan Gomes.
And David, I don't know if you mentioned, but they have signed Kenyon Martin as well from
Did not
China.
mention that, but yeah, that's a.
There will be a extra big man for them. Good defender.
Jason Richardson. Man, oh man. A dozen for Jay Rich in the first period. Nasty move by Paul. But Howard was there to reject the shot. Richardson quickly to the front court. Duhan lines it up for three.
Crowd thought Williams walked to the ball.
Howard rebounds, a Gomes miss. We hit the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Not as good as you can ask for so far for the Magic.
Yeah, oddly enough, the Clippers are not that good a fast break team. You would think with Chris Paul and guys like Griffin who can run the floor, Caron Butler, that they would get out and go. As you mentioned earlier, David, not that good defensively. Are they going to count that? No.
Griffin commits the foul, but so far they are not going to count the basketball. How about that lob from Turkoglu behind the backboard? Howard his first free throw of the night when play resumes. But first, Magic fans, get your tickets for two big games later on this week. Wednesday night, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and the Heat take on the Magic. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off, and good tickets are still available. Likewise for Friday's game against Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks. Big divisional contest, both Wednesday and Friday. Seats available for both. And then Ricky Rubio, Kevin Love, and the Minnesota Timberwolves come to Orlando on Monday night. For tickets, visit OrlandoMagic.com or call 866-930-8515. Well, that's an attractive threesome coming up, Maddie, with Miami, Atlanta, and then Minnesota is turning heads all around the NBA with Kevin Love having a great year, although serving a 2-game suspension for stepping on the chest and face of Luis Scola the other night. And Ricky Rubio is an exciting young point guard from Spain.
And what a turnaround for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looked like they were down and out last year. But it's amazing what one player can do, bringing a whole bunch of energy and a passing mentality, Ricky Rubio. And of course, you got that 20-point, 10-rebound plus machine in Kevin Love. He just doesn't look like he's that kind of player.
You know, you asked the other night on the air, we were talking about Ryan Anderson. Who else around the league, really all time, could play that 4 spot, rebound the ball, and make threes? And we were talking on the play. Kevin Love is another one. There's two guys in the league right now that are similar kinds of players.
And Kevin Love is a very, very, very good offensive rebounder. He's been doing it for a few years now. How could I forget him?
Yeah, we totally forgot him. But
we met in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's right. That was an Eastern Conference conversation. Uh-oh. Duhan almost got it back. It's loose, and I think a foul on Chris. Loose ball foul on Duhan. Clipper basketball with 1:08 to play.
But I would say there's Kevin Love not in Ryan Anderson's class, the three-point shot.
No, but
in volume.
I agree. But I didn't realize he was shooting. He's almost 40%.
Yeah.
Right around that 40% mark, which is pretty good. But you're right, the volume's not equivalent. Reggie Evans has checked in. Not an offensive threat.
The big baby get farther away from Reggie Evans.
Chris Paul.
He's paid attention to the scouting report anyway. Chris Paul's got 7 for the Clippers. Shot clock is at 9. Howard squaring up. Lost the ball. Ryan Gomes driving on Quentin Richardson, and a foul on cue. It'll be a 2-shot foul against the Magic.
On that last defensive sequence for the Clippers. Exceptional by Chris Paul, who's among the league leaders in steals. He is every year, almost 2.5 a game. Kind of looked like he was playing hands-up Harry there for a while. Then he put good pressure on Chris Duhon and made him use up some clock. And then when Dwight Howard went to put the ball on the floor, Chris Paul came back and just deflected the ball away.
Paul 3 times an all-defensive NBA player. Gomes has 4 off the bench in the first quarter. He has not been giving them a lot of pop scoring the ball, averaging just 3 per game.
Sounds like they're calling audibles out there.
Howard set the screen. Now Dwight catches it in deep. Reggie Evans rebounds. 3 seconds to play. Oh, we've got a foul on Duhon before the horn.
Chris Paul fooled the official there. He felt the presence of Chris Duhon, knew he wasn't going to be able to get a shot up, but just throws his lower body into into Chris Duhon. We had an excellent shot of that.
Yeah. The official who made the call, we got his backside.
Play is under review.
Yeah, he just threw himself into Chris Duhon.
What they're looking at is whether the foul was called prior to the end of the quarter, and I think it was. Now, part of what they're looking at can't be whether it's a good call or not, or the correct call. All they're looking at is when the whistle blew, is there any time on the clock?
I see so many smart players in the NBA, David, and it's been for the last 5-10 years, and even go back to Charles Barkley, who are so aware of game clock and fouls, and
Chauncey Billups really good at that too.
Throwing shots up, drawing fouls, just to get that little advantage of a couple of points here and there throughout the course of the game.
They're going to put Chris Paul at the line. So here's a gift for the Clippers.
And the clock is in the middle of your screen up top. And you see Chris Paul really had nowhere to go. So Chris Duhon was stationary, but I could see a direct angle right across the court. Chris Paul just threw his hip into the midsection of Duhon.
That's 2 fouls on Duhon, and it's going to be a 2-point gift if Paul makes both free throws for the LA Clippers. Paul 78% at the free throw line. Has a chance to cut the lead to 9.
Chris Paul on the line, shooting 2.
Paul, the 5-time All-Star out of Wake Forest. Now has 8.
Chris Paul missed 5 games earlier this season, not with his bad knee. I think it was a hamstring.
It was a hamstring.
And the Clippers weren't the Clippers.
Surprise. 2-point gift for Los Angeles at the end of the quarter, and that's the end of the first period. The Magic led by 15, but Paul's free throws cut it to 9. 30-21 is our score after 1. A dozen for Jason Richardson, and Dwight Howard has 13 to lead the Orlando Magic. Howard and Richardson combining for 25 of Orlando's 30 points in the first quarter. 30-21 after. Welcome back to Orlando. It's a 9-point lead for the Magic, who shot 68% from the floor in the first period. 30-21 as we head to the second period. And aerial coverage tonight brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Jameer Nelson back to start the second quarter for the Magic. J.J. Redick checks in. When Richardson with the ball, the shot clock is at 5, and Howard goes straight to the basket.
Now David, that's 22 points for the Magic in the paint out of their 32. And 9 of them coming on three-point shots and 1 free throw from Dwight. So a very efficient first quarter for the Magic.
Very inefficient shot by Ryan Gomes. Just inside the three-point line. 2-point attempt and a foul on DeAndre Jordan. His first.
First time he's gotten up close and personal with Dwight. Just had a handful of his jersey.
Howard coming to the bench for the first time tonight. Dwight already has 15 points. Earl Clark checks in for Dwight Howard.
Back for the Clippers, number 32, Blake
So he'll
Griffin.
join Glenn Davis, Quentin Richardson, Jameer Nelson, and J.J. Redick.
The previous foul is
Griffin
first
returns
team
for
foul.
Jordan. Nelson bounces it to Davis. Jameer Nelson. Very well.
4 assists already for Jameer. Nice little bouncer to Big Baby, barreling his way to the hoop.
Nice pass by Mo Williams. Blake Griffin now with 6 for the Clippers.
Vinny Del Negro trying to get his team to try to defend these pick and rolls better. So he's going to try something different. Wanting his team, you could hear him push to the middle. And now Mo Williams coming off that screen. That pin down from Blake Griffin, who just rolls to the basket. With Blake Griffin, I'm not really sure if he's going to pick and pop or roll to the basket. He does both. Probably 50-50. Another good pass.
Chris Paul delivers it inside to Reggie Evans. Another player you need to foul before you give him anything.
No, he's not looking to shoot.
Davis knocked it away from Griffin. Griffin floats it up and it rattles off. And it's Magic ball. Nice job by Glenn Davis. He was in there.
Had to work hard.
Around.
Had to work overtime on that because Griffin kept that on the dribble a little bit longer than usual. Finally broke Big Baby down. Big Baby a little tired after that one.
I like the way he's playing tonight. He's all business. Redick's first offering of the night is rebounded by Griffin. Mo Williams. Phillips for 3. Redick tipped it, but Richardson fell down, couldn't retrieve it. Phillips almost lost it. Ryan Gomes. He's been looking to shoot virtually every time.
A lot of bricks going up, but the ball staying at that end of the floor for extremely long. Another one.
Time of possession heavily in favor of the red-shirted Clippers. And a foul, a loose ball foul, will finally end that sequence. Mercifully for both teams.
Yeah, they're going to call it on Reggie Evans, who is a tiger on that offensive glass. Even if you get a body on him, he just keeps working and working, spinning, just to get a hand on it, save a possession for his team.
Remember last year he played for Toronto and he had 2 huge games against Orlando. They won both of them. He had 12 rebounds in one and 17 rebounds in the other one.
And got away with defending Dwight Howard, as he did when he was with the 76ers.
Quentin Richardson. 3 balls are falling for the Magic. And Howard's dominating inside. That's a great combination for Orlando. They lead by 14. Davis able to keep in front of Blake Griffin. Caron Butler. That's his first field goal tonight.
Butler, 36% three-point shooter. Phillips, who has not shot the ball well here so far tonight. 0 for 3, passed up that one.
LA is on their first real road trip of the season. Nelson is wheeling and dealing tonight, isn't he? That was a beautiful pass to Quentin Richardson.
Very much under control.
He looks better than he's looked all year.
He got his feet under him. Something that was a problem for him before the concussion.
Foul Orlando. Let's see. Clark and Glenn Davis both in there trying to keep the Clippers off the offensive board. One of them got called for the foul. We'll have it.
Magic still rolling. They lead the Clippers 37-26 in the second quarter. Now, a couple players out on the floor tonight, Dwight Howard and Blake Griffin, actually have a few things in common. Number one, they are both phenomenal dunkers. That one is obvious. And number two, they have both won the NBA's All-Star Slam Dunk Contest. And because of that, our textbook question tonight brought to you by AT&T U-Verse. Which dunk was more impressive? The Superman Slam by Dwight Howard back in 2008? If you think so, text ORL1 to 789-789. Or is it the Blake Griffin leaping over an entire car? Yes, an entire car in this past year's contest. If you think it's Blake Griffin, text ORL2. Again, that's 789-789. Remember, those standard message and data rates may apply. Be sure to stick around after the game. We'll have the results for you in our Magic Live postgame show. David, back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jessica. Two spectacular dunks in the contest. When will they name the dunk competition field? It's got to be soon.
It's got to be very soon, yeah.
And reserves Thursday, right? Reserves East
yes,
and West?
Yes. And you got to think for that dunk contest, the only way you have a chance of winning it is to have some kind of prop. As straight dunking isn't going to get it done. You got to have a car, a truck, a cape, airplane.
Airplane would be interesting.
David Copperfield.
Maybe you could parachute in through a hole in the roof. There is no hole in the roof here. It'd be hard to do. Earl Williams. Rebound, Earl Clark. Magic's lead is down to 9. Redick, quick trigger, drills it for 2.
Jameer has been sharp. Jameer is not all that happy about coming out of the game 6 minutes into the first quarter. Just looked over to the bench and waved stand off again. So leave me alone. I don't have to do that much. I'm making good passes. We're playing well. We're only up 11. I feel like the way the Magic have played and as poorly as the Clippers have shot, it should be 20-plus point lead.
Defensive 3-second call against Orlando. Billups, a career 89% foul shooter. That's his first point of the night. Clippers inbound the basketball. Billups goes to work, double team. And Richardson reaches in.
Benny Del Negro trying to get Chauncey Billups going somewhat. Trying to get into the post against Jameer Nelson. Jameer saw plenty of that for about 4 or 5 years against Detroit. Regular season and playoffs, it seemed.
Billups 6.5 years with the Pistons, was the Finals MVP in their championship year of 2004. That's a foul on Clark, and count the basket for Griffin.
Well, it looked like Griffin had ideas. He had a notion to go up there and do some real damage. Earl Clark meets him there. See if Blake Griffin pushes off. He'd stick that left elbow out a little bit. He shows no animation, no expression after his plays. How about the football guys yesterday? Anybody who made a play, every I met somebody made a tackle, whatever, they had to point at themselves.
And they've all got their own signature.
Oh yeah, hey, look at me.
9-2 run for the Clippers. They were down by 15 earlier.
Oh boy, clock winding down. Nobody seems to want it.
Davis has it. Here comes Phillips. A 7-point lead for the Magic in the second period. Williams wide open for three. 45% three-point shooter Mo Williams, and nobody near him. They set that up very well.
That transition defense was packing it in the paint as the Clippers sneaking up. Magic holding
on a 12-2 run. They've cut the lead to 4 with 5:44 to play in the second period. Magic fans, tune in to Sun Sports Magic against the 76ers. That's coming up on February the 15th. It'll be the third annual Sun Sports broadcast auction benefiting the Orlando Magic Youth Foundation. We had a lot of fun with this last year, raising $56,000 for organizations around Central Florida. You can bid on unique fan experiences, collectible autograph memorabilia. You can do it by calling in during the game at OrlandoMagic.com as well. That's Wednesday, February the 15th, during the Magic game on Sun Sports. Magic and the 76ers. Again, all proceeds benefit the Orlando Magic Youth Foundation. Paul Kennedy will host, as he does so well. Pat Sajak-like. Megan Clemente, Jessica Blaylock. Cast of thousands for our auction. Ryan Anderson checked in during the timeout. So did Dwight Howard.
And Magic have gotten a little bit jump shot happy. They've only shot one free throw. That was Dwight Howard to complete a three-point play. And these Clippers will put you on the free throw line if you attack. You have 27 foul shots a game. That's a lot.
They get an open shot for Caron Butler, and that's flat. Rebounded by Howard. Shot clock is a factor again. Hedo Turkoglu is guarded by Billups. The Magic offense has come to a grinding halt.
Just bad passing around the perimeter. You can't catch and get yourself into a triple threat position to attack.
That's out of bounds off of the Magic. Let's get an update from PK.
Hey, David and Matty, during that timeout, Stan was focused at the defensive end of the court. He said, we tried to tell you in the first quarter when the Clippers weren't scoring the basketball that you had to play harder at the defensive end, that they could make any pass out of the pick and roll, that you weren't applying pressure. He says this is not about X's and O's right now. They simply are playing harder. You cannot just play in one quarter and expect them to go away. But you've got to pressure at the defensive of the floor, as JJ and the gang's trying to do now, David.
All right, thanks, Paul. Chris Paul in the game. Now Reggie Evans. About as reluctant as there is shooting the basketball, but he knocked that one in. And then they gave somebody a kiss. Didn't he? I could blow a kiss to somebody.
I don't know if I've ever seen him take a jump shot before.
He's matched up with Howard. Loves the physical contact and takes the ball away from Dwight. Chauncey Billups drifting behind the three-point line, but Redick is there. Howard comes across and got a piece. Now Turkoglu looks to push it. Redick. Chris Lujan. Howard again against Evans.
He's in there poking away. He's an agitator.
Oh, he went underneath and down and through and steals the pass. The foul on Reggie Evans.
Dwight just determined to go at and through Reggie Evans. I thought he got that ball caught in the net and still able to control it and dunk it at the other side. No, not really. And then like a guard, alertly stepping into the passing lane and drawing a couple of free throws.
They gave the foul to Chris Paul. He wants it on
Reggie Evans. Look at that angle on the dunk. You don't see that too often, coming from the backboard side, going away.
That might be something you'd see in a dunk contest.
There you go. All you need is a horse.
Back to the Clippers, number 6, DeAndre Jordan. For the Magic, number 23, Jason Richard.
Let's take another look at it. He comes underneath the rim. He's behind the backboard when he starts jumping.
I think Dwight has one of those trick dunks where he underneath the backboard. He's got them all.
That year that he did the Superman dunk and won the contest, I thought, frankly, he had a couple of other dunks that were more impressive. But he had the staging and all, the cape and all the Superman paraphernalia.
Well, the amazing thing was on the winning dunk, he really didn't dunk it. He had to throw it down because he kind of came up short. The runway was short on him, which is more difficult than dunking. Another bucket for Reggie Evans. That's way past his norm. And the crowd is silent here.
Jason Richardson is back for the Magic. He had 12 points in the first quarter. Orlando shot 68% of the first period, but they have cooled off considerably here. Hedo Turkoglu pushed Jordan rather than give up an easy 2 points. Hedo's first personal. Jordan, a 47% foul shooter, will go to the line.
Dwight Howard working inside again.
The Clippers chipping away, and now a 2-point contest. Clippers on a 16-4 run. Hey fans, join us before the pregame show on Church Street Plaza Friday night before the Hawks game. It's our BVIP with the Magic sign contest. Create and bring your best Sun Sports Orlando Magic sign to the 105.9 Sunny FM booth on Church Street Station. You'll have a chance to win a pair of sweet tickets to an upcoming Magic game. That's sweet, S-U-I-T-E, not S-W-E-E-T. But I'm sure those tickets are sweet. For more information, log on to foxsportsflorida.com. Should have some great signs on Friday night out in the plaza. Spectacular. Not just a great building here in downtown Orlando, but the surrounding areas around the arena were well thought out too. A plaza, pregame festivities. Folks are going to have a great time All-Star weekend here in downtown Orlando. Chris Paul lobs it up. Jordan couldn't control it. And a foul on Reggie Evans.
Dwight said, I know. You got me. You got me the first 2 times. He wrapped him up again. We have not seen a lot of Dwight running in transition this year. Certainly right down the middle of the floor in front of the rim. This time he kind of went to the edge of the lane, but still good enough to get Reggie Evans on his back. Haven't seen really Dwight get that inside paint position too, David, for the pocket pass on pick and rolls as much. I guess that's coming as we get into the halfway part of the season. His defense has definitely picked up.
Yeah. Free throws have picked up too, Maddie. He's made 64% coming into tonight's game in the last 3. He's not dribbling before he shoots it now. Those look good.
So a new pre-shot routine, and that's a big part of it. Pre-shot routine is an article in the Los Angeles paper today. Chauncey Billups talking about it. He has the same routine today that he had when he was in 8th grade. And as you mentioned before, 89% career 3-point foul shooter.
Clippers turn the ball over. That's a big area of improvement for them. They were 29th in turnovers last year. You had Chris Paul, Chauncey Billups, and all of a sudden they're 7th in the league in turning the ball over. 29-7. Huge improvement.
And Billups, both of those guys on the floor generally make very good decisions.
Davis, Reggie Evans battling him. Big Baby leans in and fires a beauty over the shot blocker, DeAndre Jordan. Billups stops and fires a 3 right in the face of Jason Richardson. Jay Rich didn't have a chance to get a hand up. Caught him by surprise.
The last time Chauncey Billups was here in this building last year with the New York Knicks, he was 4 for 12 from the field. They were all 3-pointers, and 18 for 18 from the line for 30 points.
Turned back the clock, didn't he? Howard hooking over Evans. What a first half for Dwight. 21 points in the game. Richardson is on Billups.
If I'm not mistaken, David, no dunks at all in the first half for Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan.
You are correct. Jordan, not much of an outside shooter. He'll give that up all night.
I've seen that shot at the YMCA. The old guys with a standstill set shot.
This is what he does well, supposedly, although Howard's gone right through him tonight. Howard, he winds up with the rebound after almost losing it. And the Magic can play for the final shot of the quarter. Stan Van Gundy will use a 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout, Orlando.
Stan has not been called for a technical foul this season. I think I'll have to double check, but I believe he had 9 last year. So he made an effort to remain calmer this season, and he's followed through. Coming up on the Magic halftime with Paul Kennedy, the Central Florida Buick and GMC dealer halftime report. We'll have first half highlights and stats. Paul will be talking with the Magic player in just a moment, walking off into the locker room. Orlando Magic led by 15 points early in the game. The Clippers cut it to 2, but now the Magic on a little bit of a run, and they've got possession of the ball to finish out this second period. Trying to get their 4th straight win. Fortunes change so quickly in this league. You know, a week ago it looked like the Magic might not win another game all year. Suddenly you get a little momentum rolling. And big win at Indiana Saturday night. That was a quality victory against a determined Indiana team. Playing well again tonight.
Yeah, David, it's happening all around the league. It happens to pretty much every team. And you just got to roll with the punches, the good times and the bad.
Clippers haven't really been in that grinder yet. Talking to some of their folks before the game, they've had a pretty easy schedule.
Heavy home schedule and reasonably healthy.
Turkle missed the shot. That's good if it goes. End of the quarter. The Magic settling for a 5-point lead against the Los Angeles Clippers, playing the first of a 6-game road trip, second of a 6-game road trip, rather. They beat Washington Saturday night. And the Magic looking for their 4th consecutive win. Let's check in with Paul Kennedy.
And the co-captain is back in Jameer Nelson. How did those first 2 quarters feel to you?
It felt good. I mean, we just have to do a better job of staying on our defense. We have to be more aggressive as a team, execute our defensive schemes better, and a lot harder.
We saw Stan perhaps ask you if you wanted to come out. Did you wave him off a time or 2?
I tried to. I feel as though my conditioning is there. Physically, I'm ready to play. And, you know, he's the coach. He controls the minutes. But obviously, I want to play more. I'm not going to be selfish out there with my teammates. And, you know, whatever decision he makes, he makes.
You're up against some talented point guards tonight. Chris Paul, Chauncey Billups, Mo Williams. That's quite a lineup. We haven't seen Randy Foye on.
Yeah, they got a variety of point guards out there, and they all do pretty much the same thing. They all create for each other and for themselves. So we just, like I said, we have to execute our defensive scheme a little better. You know, they're going to make some runs, they're going to make shots, but at the same time, we have to make it tough on them when they're passing the ball.
Thank you, Jameer.
Right, thank you.
5 assists, not a single turnover in close to 13 minutes tonight, David Amati.
And the best news, Paul, is he says he feels great. Conditioning has not been an issue for Jameer Nelson after missing 5 games in about 10 days. With no conditioning whatsoever, but Jameer, outstanding first half. Dwight Howard, enormous numbers in one half of play, 21 points and 7 rebounds for the 6-time All-Star. And the Magic, a big contributor. All of his points came in the first quarter. Take a look at the bucket chart brought to you by your hometown KFC. Richardson knocked in a couple of threes. And both out of the corner, and 3 buckets in and around the basket.
Always good to see Jay Rich getting some hoops right at the rim. He's explosive around there. The Magic are not an interested running team. They don't run nearly as much for Jay Rich, but he's on a little bit of a tear here the last 2 ball games. 19 points against Cleveland, 17 against Indiana, and shooting the ball very well overall.
Orlando with the ball to start the second half. Hedo Turkoglu trying to lob it to Howard, and Caron Butler deflected it out of bounds. Turk will inbound.
7 on the shot clock.
Step back three. Turkoglu is no good. Rebound Griffin.
Wow. Now we've seen Hedo make that step backer. Good sign for the Magic. He's taking care of the ball in that first half.
Howard rebounds the Butler miss.
Only 5 turnovers. It's been a problem for the Magic. Even in winning some ball games. Make it much more difficult on themselves by not getting a shot at the basket. Good defensive play by Ryan Anderson, but Hedo didn't see it coming. Oh boy.
Billups gets a favorable roll. His second 3 of the night. It's a 2-point game. Misfiring. Billups gets the rebound. Billups driving on Nelson. DeAndre Jordan not long enough to finish that dunk. He's long, but not that long.
Missed one of those in the first half with the left hand. He's a natural lefty. He's trying from way too far out.
Billups circling inside.
Ball's kind of dying in the hands of Billups and Paul. They're catching and holding.
DeAndre Jordan fires one in. So the Clippers on a 5-0 run to start the period. They've tied the score. They've come all the way from 15 points down now in the first half. Howard catches it in close and hooks it in. Could have had an and one. Thought Jordan might have pushed him with the chest.
Now there's some good ball movement though, and good sharp cut by Dwight Howard. Good to see the ball happen around.
Caron Butler. Outlet pass, Nelson. It gets away from him. Caron Butler with the ball. Butler wants to post up Jameer. Butler shoots another 3. This one's short. And it's off of Jordan, out of bounds to the Magic. Well, Butler's had some pretty good looks out there. He's 1 for 6.
And he's thinking about it. Chewing away on that. I think it's a straw. He doesn't chew on the gum. Certainly not tobacco. I think it's a straw.
He's got a straw in there, huh?
Yeah.
Remember that game a couple of years ago where he was with Washington? Oh, that's a poor pass picked off by Griffin. 2-on-1. Griffin fouled by Nelson. It's a good foul. A body push by Jameer to keep Griffin from throwing one down. Now they're not going to say he's into active shooting. He never had control of the ball, I suppose.
These guys are dying to get an alley-oop. And the judgment of the officials, Blake Griffin did not have 2 hands on the ball, and he did not. Vinny Del Negro, the Clipper coach, objects, but not too strenuously.
Butler this time chased off the 3-point line. He traveled, didn't he? Yeah, took steps.
Well, he keeps getting open, and I guess there's a reason for that.
I was just remembering that game 2 years ago. He scored 31, led them back in the fourth quarter. I think he had 12 in the fourth period, and hit the game-winning shot here against the Magic. He is one of those guys that can do it in a hurry. Jordan strips it away from Howard. And Chris Paul fires a 3. The Clippers take the lead. The Magic take timeout. All of that good play early on has now been erased by the Clippers, just methodically chipping away. And now with a Chris Paul three. Orlando, the Clippers on a three-point shot by Chris Paul have taken the lead 50-49 in the third quarter. And aerial coverage tonight is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. It's a Monday night in Central Florida, another 75 or 80 degree day today and a beautiful evening. Fabulous Amway Center in downtown Orlando. That's the entrance side of the building. And what an experience to come and watch an NBA basketball game, or any event for that matter, here in this building. Another sellout crowd to watch the Magic tonight take on the LA Clippers. Hedo Turkoglu, and a long rebound is chased down by Jameer Nelson. Hedo still has not scored in the game. Clippers defense has picked up a great deal since early on. Anderson's spinning shot won't go in.
Quiet night for Ryan Anderson, too. He only has the one three-point shot. He picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Had to go to the bench. Kind of broke his rhythm.
Caron Butler was due. They've made 3 threes in the quarter to take a 4-point lead. Clippers beating the Magic at their own game. They've hit 7 threes. The Magic only 4. But Howard continues to sizzle against DeAndre Jordan.
Oh, everybody confused at the Clipper end right now. Oh my. They get the foul. He's down to 8 seconds.
And nothing. That's Ryan's 3rd personal foul. He's picked up 2 that
must have been
scratch your head over.
Must have been a complicated play.
Chris Paul was just waiting for it.
4 guys did not have any idea what was going on.
Shot clock is down to 5 again. Paul fires over Dwight Howard and drills it.
Boy, he has that nasty crossover. That time to get the shot off, and it's to get himself into the paint, which in effect makes him like a post player, because once he gets in there, he draws the defense to him, creates those open shots.
Very creative point guard, rookie of the year, coming out of Wake Forest in 06. Stan Van Gundy yelling that that's a kick ball. The shot clock should be reset to 14.
Stan's right.
He's right. He usually is right.
Yeah.
Turkoglu inbounds to Nelson. We approach the 6-minute mark in the period. Howard gets it back on the pick and roll and scores again. 27 points for Dwight. More than half the team's total. That's usually not the best scenario for the Magic.
Balance usually is best for the Magic. And neither team getting to the free throw line,
which is unusual for both.
Yeah. 6 for 7 for the Clippers, 3 for 5 for the Magic. All Dwight Howard. Didn't we see this a few games ago, and then the Cleveland game where Dwight didn't shoot any for 3 quarters and wound up shooting 16.
Chris Paul. Stuffed in by Jordan. DeAndre Jordan with 8. Clippers maintain a 4-point lead. Nelson to the front court. Anderson sets the screen. Shot blocker Jordan is there. And a foul on DeAndre Jordan.
But Blake Griffin showed out so hard on that 2-man game. bit harder than usual, and Ryan Anderson did the right thing, rolling right to the hoop as that pop area was occupied. And was in a little bit of trouble with DeAndre Jordan, but able to fight through it.
Ryan made 4 critical free throws to seal the game against Indiana Saturday night in the closing minutes. Had 12 points against the Indiana Pacers. Ryan Anderson averaging 16.3 per game, over 7 rebounds per game. Those are both career highs. And he cuts the lead to 2. Chris Paul rifles the pass. Caron Butler just camping out at that 3-point line. Caron Butler has taken 8 shots from beyond the arc. He's made his last 2. Turkoglu tries to get it back, but can't. Vito has missed all 5 of his field goal attempts.
Well, it seems when the Clippers move the ball from side to side that second time, Butler's usually the guy open. This time he was closed out by Vito Turkoglu, who stripped him.
Nelson for 3. Howard able to maintain possession. Now Dwight works again against DeAndre Jordan. Turkoglu determined. Deterred again. Offensive rebound. Anderson. Turk had a notion to fire up another 3. Ryan Anderson deep. That's no good.
You know, some of these threes, David, are coming without the ball going inside. The ball goes into the paint on the dribble or into Dwight Howard and comes out. Take all the threes you want, but just coming down and launching a 3.
Here's another 3 in transition. Jairich. They missed 7 straight, and you like the transition 3.
Except for the transition 3, or the 3 after the offensive rebound.
Law of averages for this team had to kick in. Eventually, they'd missed 7 straight in the quarter from beyond the arc. Jason Richardson stepping into that one. After tonight's game, our next broadcast comes up on Wednesday night when LeBron and Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and the Miami Heat come to Central Florida, the big Sunshine State Showdown. Coverage starts at 6:30 with our pregame show on Fox Sports Florida. Miami Heat on Wednesday night. The Heat having a very good season. Coming into tonight's play, they are 18-6. They are playing tomorrow night at home against Cleveland before heading up here for the Wednesday night ball game. Our Southern Ford dealers rode ahead. Atlanta's here on Friday night, then Milwaukee at Milwaukee on Saturday, home against Minnesota on Monday, and Wednesday, Philadelphia comes to Central Florida for the first time. Chris Duhon checked in during the timeout for Jameer Nelson. He now matches up with Chris Paul. Chauncey Billups. Clippers run the shot clock down again, and an offensive foul on DeAndre Jordan. That's number 3 on the Clippers center.
DeAndre Jordan, his 3rd and no team foul.
Dwight Howard did an outstanding job defensively that time. He was, I'm going to say, all over the floor, but he was from just outside the paint on one side to just outside the paint on the other, stopping the post up, defending the pick and roll, talking on defense. Getting the Clippers into a kind of a rush mode.
Reggie Evans is back. And a foul on Mo Williams, who also just checked in for the Clippers.
Number 25, Mo Williams. His 1st, 2nd team foul.
So the Magic now have Glenn Davis and Chris Duhon. Quentin Richardson off the bench on the floor right now, along with Jason Richardson and Dwight Howard. Mismatch is there with Quentin Richardson bobbing it to Howard. Out to Duhon, the extra pass to Jason Richardson. Howard tried to control it and put it in, but couldn't. Now it's Paul feeding Griffin. Davis stepped in front, almost stole it, but Griffin pushed him off to get it back. Williams for three. Reggie Evans gets the rebound and a foul on Jason Richardson.
Well, Reggie Evans just has that knack of chasing down the offensive rebounding. Not a lot of lift there, but able to tap that ball up, kind of save it to himself.
Griffin setting the screen for Paul. Paul's so good at penetrating into your defense, and Griffin trying to throw one down, but still doesn't have a clean dunk tonight. The foul by Chris Duhon.
Good foul by Chris to prevent the dunk. As Griffin has been very quiet here in the third quarter.
Mike Griffin shooting two.
Well, he wants to
hammer
one hard tonight and has been denied so far by the Magic. Good solid night for Blake Griffin. He's on the line for the second time tonight. Griffin shoots 48% at the line, but he's 2 for 2 so far in this game.
A lot of little guards out there right now. Chris Paul and Mo Williams and Randy Foye, who in effect will be their, quote, small forward, defending Quentin Richardson. Richardson probably take him into the post.
Clippers by 4 again. Griffin perfect at the line so far. Davis with the shot clock ticking down. Goes to work against Griffin, but can't score. A rebound taken by Chris Paul. Skipped it out of bounds.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Sometimes when you have greatness, you take a few too many chances.
Sure. All those great point guards who get a lot of assists, get their share of turnovers.
Under 2 to play in the quarter. Howard against the physical defensive Reggie Evans, but he hooks it in. 8 in the quarter for Dwight Howard, 29 in the game. Randy Foye with the ball did not play in the first half. Maurice Williams. Rebound Jason Richardson for the Magic. Chance to tie or take the lead late in the third. Duhon to Big Baby. Howard wants the ball again. Evans went for the steal. Dwight Howard, a hop step and a foul on Chris Paul. We got whacked in the head.
Oh, Reggie Evans was all around Dwight Howard, pushing him, shoving him. Extended arm, grabbing away, then got on the wrong side of him here. Chris Paul coming over to take a little punishment to make Dwight try to earn it from the free throw line. Yeah, with the 3 little guards out there for the Clippers right now, they're just switching on everything on the perimeter. You would think Jason Richardson and Quentin Richardson have a post-up, whoever it is that's guarding them.
For the Clippers, number 15.
Oh, my goodness, this is a small team now.
Only a minute 4 left in the quarter. Griffin goes to the bench. Reggie Evans, the 5-man. Ryan Gomes, the power forward. And the 3 guards.
He's probably going to foul Dwight Howard next time down the floor anyway, if he's anywhere near the basket or the ball.
Dwight is 3 for 6 on the free throw line tonight. Under a minute to play in the third. Very low scoring third period. The Magic have only 13 points in the quarter. Chris Paul reverses it, no good. Evans is fouled.
A burst of speed by Chris Paul, not only to get to the basket, but he saw that he had Dwight Howard behind him. That's why he wanted to get away, but didn't get enough English off the glass. But this is always an adventure when Reggie Evans goes to the line.
41% for the year. 52% for his career.
And this could come off like a rocket. You want to make sure you block out.
Got one of two. 3-point lead. Duhon using a Howard screen. Bounces it back to Dwight. Almost lost it. Gets it back. Big Baby trying to get out of his way, and Howard missed the shot. That was a mess.
How many times has Dwight been in that? So he's just slapping the ball around, comes up with it every time. Just came up short on the dunk attempt.
And a blocking foul on Howard is going to give the Clippers a chance to shoot free throws with 9.9 on the clock.
I saw that at the end of the first quarter when Chris Paul was able to draw a foul against Chris Duhon. Time running out.
Those are the only free throws Paul has shot tonight until now. What a pace of this game. The Clippers, it's at a snail's pace, which is apparently right where they want it. Here on the road against a good team, controlling the tempo of the game. The Magic don't want to run either, but
no.
Clippers have really slowed it down.
And I said this earlier, David, the Clippers, despite their kind of solid starting lineup, other than Mo Williams, they don't have a lot of depth. They're fourth in the NBA in scoring, just 99 points a game.
Howard's got a little man down inside, hooks, hits, and a foul. Randy Foye was just buried down in there someplace. Underneath Dwight Howard, and a three-point chance for the Magic All-Star.
Yeah, with Dwight just rolling across the lane, covered up Randy Foye. Couldn't get around, couldn't do anything to foul him. He did finally foul him on the shot attempt.
Tip is no good by Richardson. Q almost stole 2 points at the end of the period. But that's how the third quarter ends, with the Magic trailing the Clippers. We go to the fourth quarter, a three-point game, 65-62. Two of the top teams, East and West, the Clippers at the Magic. David Steele, Matty Gukas. The Clippers' strategy seems to be let Dwight Howard have an opportunity to have a big night tonight, but don't let the Magic, other players, get going. And they lead by 3. It's worked so far.
And the only other player for the Magic to do any scoring is Jason Richardson with 15. The Magic are going to have to get at least one and probably 2 more players to get involved offensively here in the fourth, as Mo Williams gets the Clippers started off with a jumper.
In the third quarter, the Magic made 1 for 9 3-point shots, while the Clippers knocked down 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Redick is in a wicked trap, and Reggie Evans ties him up.
Jump ball.
That's an outstanding defensive play by Reggie Evans. You don't think of him being able to step out on the floor like that and be agile enough to tie up any kind of a perimeter player.
And he holds the advantage on Redick for the tip, which is controlled by the Clippers. Fourth quarter starts with Duhon still on the floor. Redick, Quentin Richardson, Glenn Davis, and Ryan Anderson. Dwight Howard getting a breather to begin the final 12 minutes. Randy Foye launches a three. And a foul on the Magic. There's Reggie Evans wreaking havoc again for Los Angeles. Key player twice last year for Toronto in victories against the Magic.
Back for the Clippers, number 1, Chauncey Billups.
He's played with Seattle and Denver, Philadelphia the last 2 years with Toronto. They signed him as a free agent. The Clippers, that's a good signing for them.
He only plays about 16 minutes a game. It seems whenever we see him, he has that extra added oomph.
Chauncey Billups wide open for three. He's got 3 field goals tonight. They're all from beyond the arc. This is the biggest lead for the Clippers tonight. Duhon bounces it into Davis. 3-point chance for Big Baby.
Oh, what a strong move by Len Davis. Took it hard to the middle, getting Reggie Evans to bite on that. And then the quick drop step and spin and able to muscle it through.
Evans didn't like the call, but Len Davis has a chance to cut into this Clipper lead. Blake Griffin is checking back into the game. Ryan Gomes coming out.
It's an opportunity for Ryan Anderson to possibly pop open for a couple of 3-point shots being defended by no doubt Blake Griffin. And how good he is defensively on the perimeter. He's just an average defensive player to begin with.
Evans cross court to Foye. Anderson rebounds. Quinn Richardson wants to post up Randy Foye. Evans is there. Kick out to Redick. Oh. How did that not go in? 2 minutes gone in the 4th period. And Billups is fouled on the play. Len Davis reaching in. Number 1 on Glenn.
Boy, is that an old Detroit Piston play going way back to the Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars era, where Dumars would just get the ball on the left side and kind of isolate. Blake Griffin was waiting there at the elbow, if called by Billups, to set the pick and roll. Joe Dumars just tortured teams with that.
Billups and Rip Hamilton. And that Piston team had a nice run, too. 11 points for Chauncey Billups, 35 years old, a 5-time All-Star. And the Clippers lead by 7. Bo Williams is matched up with J.J. Redick. And a holding foul on Williams. Away from the ball, he was trying to keep J.J. Redick from using a screen to get open.
His 4th, second team foul.
And they called it on Reggie Evans, who was trying to just bang bodies in there to help out Mo Williams. Cause a little collision, which he did.
Davis, good position inside, puts it short, and Evans rips down the rebound. Davis, number 2 on Glenn.
That's 3 team fouls of the Magic, 9.5 minutes to go here in the 4th. The problem with getting into the penalty against the Clippers is coming down to crunch time. You have both Chris Paul and Chauncey Billups, who are very adept at drawing fouls, and both outstanding foul shooters.
Here's Griffin. Davis trying to hold him off. Blake Griffin makes a nice move. No double team help for Big Baby.
That's a little spin move. He has his best play from that right block. That was an outstanding offensive play. The defense really was not all that bad.
It's the biggest lead for the Clippers, and Stan Van Gundy will take a timeout. 9:03 to play in the fourth quarter. It has not been a sensational, flashy night for Blake Griffin. For numbers, the Magic getting out rebounded. Only one block shot tonight. That is a little surprising with Jordan and Howard on the floor. 9 steals for the Magic. That's a big number for Orlando. Only 3 for the Clippers. No second chance points for the Magic so far in the game.
One of the reasons why they're not blocking any shots is because Dwight Howard is doing the damage in the paint. And one of the reasons why he's had such an efficient night, 14 for 19 so far, is he's catching the ball on the move in the paint, which is a lot different than just standing in that stationary post-up spot on the edge of the lane.
Nelson checked back in. Howard checked back in. Dwight goes to work. Anderson snuck in there and tipped it in. Lions' second field goal tonight. Griffin trying to wind up, and Howard knocked the ball away, but he's called for the foul. Let's get a report from Paul.
Hey, David, Matty Stan just told the team, trailing at the moment by 9 with about 9 minutes to go, do not go away. Do not quit on this basketball game. And then he said, we're going to play 2 defense, which is their zone. They're going to go to a zone. He says, guards, I want you to push them wide, deny them the baseline, and let's see if we can get them out of this scoring role that they're on right now by playing zone at this end. David, Matty?
Well, free throw shooting has been a big part of the Clippers' success tonight. And it's not just Paul and Billups. Blake Griffin is 4 for 4 at the line.
And he is just a 49% free throw shooter on the season. Shot 64 last year. In his rookie year, he does look good at the line. Oh, so far. 49% is 49%.
It's not good in any league. Nelson, cross court, Quentin Richardson, a good look, knocks it in. The threes have been hard to come by for the Magic tonight. That's only their 6th of the game. The Clippers have made 9 for 23. Still a long way to go in this one.
And here's that zone defense, and what you worry about is guys like Mo Williams and Chauncey Billups out behind that three-point line. That's the kind of shot you want taken if you're in the zone.
A long 2 by 4. Nelson gets his shoulders past Billups and lays it in. Been a good night for Jameer. It's a 4-point game. 7:49 left, and the Clippers will use a timeout.
Well, as Paul Kennedy reported, the Magic going to the zone to break the rhythm, getting a couple stops, and the Magic
to LA right now with 7:49 to play. Our Mazda drive of the game. Boy, it's good to have Jameer Nelson back. He banged heads with Jarrett Jack at New Orleans about 10 days ago. Missed 5 games, but he's been very good tonight. Our Mazda drive of the game, taking it past Chauncey Billups, and a nice finish at the rim for Jameer.
No way can Chauncey Billups keep Jameer Nelson from going anywhere he wants into the lane.
Clippers got their shot blocker back in the game during the timeout. DeAndre Jordan.
Clippers really don't know how they want to attack this zone.
3-point shot has been very good to the Clippers tonight. That's 10 made threes already.
Most NBA teams, when they face a flat-out 2-3 zone, they just run the half-court offensive play. They don't really have a zone attack. When you get the ball in the middle, wow.
That's 9 assists for Jameer Nelson, and number 9 was a beauty.
Oh. Well, that's what happens when you got 3 little guards in there. Not that Chauncey Billups is a little guard, but
we've got 3 great 3-point shooters on the floor. Here's one of them. DeAndre Jordan gets an offensive rebound. Here's another one of them. He's made 4. Make that 5 from beyond the arc. Chauncey Billups, 5 threes tonight.
I told you the last time he was in this building, he had 4 threes. In that game, though, when he scored 30 points for the Knicks, it really hurt the Knicks by being unable to defend Jameer Nelson. Here's Quentin Richardson for another three.
Former Clipper started his career with the LA Clippers. Q, drafted by that franchise. He's knocked down 3 threes tonight. Chris Paul to Billups. Had to double clutch that time, and it's no good, but Jordan tips. Nelson's there. It's 5-on-4. Billups is injured. Redick missed a good look from beyond the arc. They've got to use a timeout. Billups can't stand up. He must have rolled his ankle. He was trying to go up and under Jameer Nelson. Hopefully that's all it is, which is bad enough, but we'll take another look.
DeAndre Jordan tapping this out, trying to get it to Chauncey Billups or any teammate there, but
right there.
Billups with a strange move on that foot.
I thought it was maybe on that shot he took, but it was on the tip out by Jordan. Okay, well, Chauncey Billups getting help from his teammates with the clock stopped. 5:48 to play, a 5-point lead for the LA Clippers. So we'll have an update on his situation as soon as we get one. Toyota NBA scoreboard. Philadelphia and the Lakers playing a close game in Philadelphia. That's late in the fourth quarter. Washington leads Toronto in the fourth. In the third, Chicago leads New Jersey by 29. Third quarter, Utah on top, or rather New York on top of Utah at Madison Square Garden. Phoenix, 20-point lead in Atlanta. San Antonio leads Memphis at the half. New Orleans leads Sacramento at the half. Here it's a 5-point game. Chauncey Billups now in the locker room with an injury. Caron Butler checked in during the break. Griffin double team. Redick got a hand on it. The shot clock is at 4. Chris Paul shooting over Redick.
Oh,
another 3 for the Clippers.
Not his normal shot, too. He had to change it off the dribble there.
They've made 12 threes tonight. Another great pass by Nelson. And an open 3 for Redick. He got it.
Well, I thought Ryan may have passed up a little reverse layup, but a good decision, I guess, to get it out to J.J. Redick.
Redick was due. That's his first 3 tonight. Paul rising over Nelson. Good again. Boy, what a shooting exhibition by the Clippers in this fourth quarter. The Magic trying to hang in there, but they're making just about everything. Nelson on the drive. Jordan is there, and a foul against DeAndre Jordan. Chauncey Billups a moment ago. He had just taken a shot, and as he tried to move toward a loose ball, something happened to his left leg, Achilles, ankle, somewhere in that lower leg ankle region. Hopefully Chauncey Billups is going to be all right. 5 3-point field goals in a game tonight. That foul on Jordan was his 4th. Nelson's on the line for the first time in the game.
Number 23, Jason Richardson.
And Hedo Turkoglu, who has had a tough night, 0 for 6 from the field in 25 minutes. Did have 4 assists, but normally this would be Hedo time.
Been a bad night for Hedo, so he has yet to come back in. And Nelson is very sharp tonight running the offense, so it'll be Jameer and Howard in pick and rolls, I'm sure, the last 4.5 minutes. Got to get some stops, though, and the Clippers have been very good executing their offense in this fourth quarter. Mo Williams, a one-handed runner.
That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot in the gym by yourself.
Here's the pick and roll. Nelson turns the corner. And a foul on the Clippers again. This will be their 4th team foul. So they are at the limit. That's 5 on DeAndre Jordan.
14th foul.
I don't know if he's picked up 1 foul against Dwight Howard, has he? It's not against all the little guys. But right now, David, it looks like the Clippers cannot contain Jameer Nelson on that high pick and roll play. Yet the Magic down by 7 here, but plenty of time, 4:10 to go.
Clippers have made 4 threes in the fourth quarter. Here's Nelson again, weaving, now firing, knocks it down. This is vintage Jameer Nelson here in this fourth quarter right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time where Jameer clears himself from the screen and then makes that little move to his left.
It's good to see it.
Just took a hard pick from Caron Butler. There's been a lot of moving screens out high tonight, both teams.
Oh, errant pass by Williams, picked off by Jay Rich. Nelson again. Jameer again turns the corner. He'll scoop it up. Goaltended by Reggie Evans.
You can see the confidence oozing out of Jameer Nelson right now. It's a pretty tough defender, Chris Paul. Jameer handling well, seeing the floor, getting into the lane, getting to the basket at will.
And an easy call for the officials. A 3-point lead now for the Clippers. It's a good matchup out there now with Paul and Nelson. Caron Butler, a contested 3. No good. Rebound Howard. Here's Jameer again. Rising for 3. That's short. But Ryan Anderson is there for the rebound. Nelson resets the offense. Plenty of time. Under 3 to play in the fourth period. Skip pass to Redick. 3-point shot, Anderson. We are tied at 89. Well, the Magic are a composed basketball team under some pressure in the fourth quarter, making one good decision after another.
Ryan Anderson with an offensive rebound, and Redick returning the favor as Anderson hit him. Big 3 by Ryan. Eyes in the back of his head every time he senses Dwight Howard is behind him or away from the basket. He just streaks right to the rim.
He has no interest otherwise.
No, not at all.
That's a foul on Paul, and they're over the limit. So this will put Nelson at the line. Unlike Kyrie Irving the other night, who is a tremendous talent, the rookie 19-year-old for Cleveland, but seemed to have no sense of when to take the ball to the basket against Dwight and when to defer to his teammates.
A lot of it has to do with Kyrie Irving, just 19 years old. I'm sorry, inexperienced. Chris Paul has been in enough battles against Dwight Howard to know.
And Irving will learn. He's got tremendous talent. Right now, Nelson standing at the line for 2 big free throws. We were looking for some players to step up and give Dwight Howard some offensive support tonight at halftime, and that has certainly happened with Nelson. Ryan Anderson now in double figures. Redick made a 3.
And Stan Van Gundy going with a little defense here, bringing Big Baby in to defend Blake Griffin.
Nelson's got a dozen. And with a minute 50 left, Paul crosses midcourt. Davis matched up with Griffin. Paul splits the double team. Howard's there, and Paul twisting around. Dwight leads it in.
Right at Dwight that time, able to slide over just far enough away to release that ball. Blake Griffin tries to set that high screen. I don't think he set a pick on anybody tonight. He just kind of looks like he's going to set it and then slips. But here comes Chris Paul attacking and freezing Dwight Howard. You don't see that too often.
Magic ball when play resumes. Our Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. Back in the first half, Dwight Howard, a dunk to remember against Reggie Evans, circling underneath, coming from behind the backboard to throw this one through. Miller Lite tastes greatness moment, and Dwight Howard with 2 of his 33 points tonight.
Well, you don't see that angle taken too often.
There's not many that would even attempt that. This time Anderson sets a screen. A stagger with Howard too. Uh-oh, Jameer stepped out of bounds coming across the baseline. 10 turnovers for each team. That's a critical one though for Stan Van Gundy's Magic.
Back to the Magic, number 11, Van
Now you're going to have to deal with Chris Paul again in the half-court offense. Here's another look, battling DeAndre Jordan.
Wow. I saw a little blue there.
Griffin will set the screen up high. Chris Paul. Fall-away jumper. Not this time. Rebound Howard. Nelson trying to push it. He's got Redick to his right. Jameer under the rim again. Flips it out to Jay Rich. Richardson driving. Scoring. And a foul.
That's what Jameer was trying to do on the play before. Just turn that corner, get to the basket area, find somebody in the corner, find somebody out high on the wing like he did here. And a defensive error, and a big one by Chris Paul as he overran the play. Not only did he overran it, he overran it to the left hand of Jason Richardson, opening up that drive.
Well, he's second in the league in steals, and he tried to get a big one there, but it backfired. Let's see if Jay Rich can finish the three-point play. He struggled on the line this year, but that one goes in, and it's a one-point lead for the Magic. 1 minute remaining. Paul terrific running the pick and roll, but this time Nelson's got him covered. Mo Williams firing over Redick. Short. Magic ball. Good defense out of that pick and roll that time by the Magic.
Blake Griffin does not set a screen, so there's really it's not putting any pressure on the defense. And then Paul gave the ball up so quickly to Mo Williams. And I don't think Mo has ever met a shot he didn't like, and that was a very poor shot.
Well, if you can get the ball out of Chris Paul's hands, that's a win right there for your defense. 35 seconds to play in the fourth. Nelson. Jay Rich. Hounded by Butler, who steals it from him. Griffin. Nelson is there and wraps him up. Clippers arguing for a flagrant foul.
Free safety type play there by Jameer. The big bull running at him to try to prevent the dunk. And just wrapping up as Jay Rich got caught. Too many bounces. And the Clippers have been dying to get this guy in the open floor all night long. And I guess they're going to call. That's it. 2 shots, not a flagrant foul. And again, he wrapped him around the body and the arms. It wasn't, I don't think it was above the neck or above the shoulders in the neck area.
Blake Griffin shooting 2.
I think it's the right call. Griffin to the line for 2. Griffin, big, strong guy. To keep him from scoring, you've got to wrap him up pretty tight. Griffin has yet to miss at the free throw line. Let's see if that streak continues. He's 6 for 6.
Magic number 11, Glenn Davis.
Glenn Davis in. And Jason Richardson will come out of the game. So Stan Van Gundy's going with a big lineup here.
And again, 6 for 6 for Griffin here. He's due to miss one. You want to make sure you get the rebound.
Finally did, and Anderson grabs it for the Magic. So Griffin was perfect until the one that would have given them the lead. With 21 seconds left. And now the Magic have the advantage. They can play for the final shot. And there's no reason to be in a hurry, Matty.
No, take it all the way down, and obviously don't need a three. We say that, but the Magic have that floor spread all the time. You know, I say run the high pick. Obviously, you want to run the high pick and roll with Jameer Nelson and Dwight Howard. Chris Paul has had problems with it, and some of the time he's been going underneath that screen, so it'll be good for Dwight to set it a little lower, maybe just at the top of the key area. So if Paul goes underneath, Jameer will be able to rise up and take that jumper, but you don't want to even set that screen till about 5 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
And those two are talking right now, Matty, probably about just that. Where to set the screen? Where do you want it? Jameer Nelson and Dwight Howard in conversation coming out of that huddle. Ryan Anderson will check in. Redick checks back in. Richardson, you've got all of your offensive players on the floor for the Magic, spreading the floor around Dwight Howard.
Both teams in the penalty, both teams with 1:20-second timeout left.
Comes into Howard. And now we wait for the clock to tick down to about 5. Howard waiting to come out and set the screen. Here he comes with the clock at 6. The shot blocker is there. Nelson shoots, no good. And overtime in Orlando. Or did the Clippers get a timeout?
I think Vinny Del Negro may have gotten a timeout call from the bench. Mo Williams kind of panicked there as he got the ball and looked at the clock. I'll probably take another look at it to get the clock right. Twice Chris Paul goes underneath the screen there, and I thought Dwight set it low enough. And Jameer forced into a tough shot under pressure by DeAndre Jordan. Looks like there's going to be about 5 or 6 tenths.
Might be, yeah. If Vinny Del Negro was able to get the attention of the official.
He had the official right next to him.
With Jordan switching over on Jameer Nelson and Dwight rolling to the basket.
Well,
you wonder if Jameer would have been better served to throw it up near the rim and let Dwight go.
Yeah, it's
Blake Griffin was coming across the opposite wing, though, so he might have been able to break up the play.
Well, Jameer is playing with a different kind of confidence tonight. He's feeling it. Every shot he's taken, it kind of feel it. It's going to go in.
And that one looked good. It did. It was online and just a hair.
But it was challenged well by DeAndre Jordan. He could not have had a great look.
But that's neither here nor there now. It's a tie game, and the officials trying to decide how much time, if any, to put on the clock for the Clippers.
And one thing you want to be careful here if you're the Magic, you don't want to get caught on a back screen lob for Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan.
Get in a situation where you have to foul to keep a player from dunking the ball. 0.5, you were right, Matty. 0.5 on the clock. So with athletes like Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, this is a scary situation for the Magic. Vinny Del Negro, you see in the ear of Gary Zielinski.
Yeah, at 5 or 4, but they gave him the benefit of the doubt. 5.
Clippers are going to inbound the ball at midcourt. And let's see who the trigger man is going to be. Is it Chris Paul?
Chris Paul. So
Earl Clarkson to windmill the passer.
Still worry about Blake Griffin going to the rim.
Right there to protect the rim. 0.5 of a second left. Mo Williams catches and fires. No good at the horn. And we do go to overtime. Magic and the Clippers tied at 94 at the end of regulation. Extra period when we come back. The Magic leading early by 9 at the end of one. They led by 15 at one point in the first half. The Clippers had the advantage for most of the second half until Orlando rallied in the fourth period to send this game to an extra period, Maddie. And it's been a very entertaining basketball game. Well-played ball game by both teams.
Well, I'm surprised the score is as high as it is at the end of regulation, Dave, with both teams playing that slow tempo. But both teams, of course, are getting back in transition, trying to keep the Jameer Nelsons and the Chris Pauls from getting some open floor the way they are both playing. But the Magic have an advantage here, David, because of the three-point shooting. Not that the Clippers are not a good three-point shooting team or have not shot it well tonight. They're 12 for 29. The Magic right about their average, 9 for 26. But Ryan Anderson, J.J. Redick, Jason Richardson, as long as that floor is spread, and Jameer Nelson, the way he is attacking the rim, and DeAndre Jordan with 5 personal fouls, you get the feeling that those three-pointers are going to open up for the Magic.
Both teams are playing overtime for the second time this year. The Magic lost the San Antonio game, a heartbreaker. In overtime, the Clippers won their overtime game. Another factor, the injury to Chauncey Billups in the fourth quarter. So Billups is unavailable with an Achilles injury, and it didn't look good for Chauncey Billups. Magic finished the fourth quarter on a 12-5 run. You mentioned Jordan with 5 personal fouls for the LA Clippers. Dwight Howard just 2 personal fouls going to the overtime period. He'll jump against Jordan.
And Jordan got the opening tip. Dwight did do well to get this here, to get that first possession.
Glenn Davis on the floor to start this overtime period for the Magic. He gets the tip from Dwight Howard. Here's Nelson. They go under the screen. Nelson shoots the jumper. It's no good. Rebound, Mo Williams, and a foul on Dwight Howard. That's number 3 on Dwight.
They go into the penalty in overtime on the 4th team foul.
First team foul.
So the Clippers have the first opportunity to score in the extra period. Only meeting between these two clubs this year. Big Baby steps over and steals it from Griffin.
Good hustle play by Big Baby. Blake Griffin kind of nonchalant of that, going for that pass.
Glenn has played very well tonight. Under control within himself. Howard is bumped. And this will be it for Jordan if it's on him, and it is. So DeAndre Jordan fouls out of the game 40 seconds into the overtime.
And David, I think that's the first time he fouled Dwight Howard.
I think you're right. First time he's fouled out of a game this year, too.
Yeah.
Here it is. Shoulder bump. So Jordan on the bench, Reggie Evans in the game. Glenn Davis fakes the shot, now drives, and Blake Griffin swats it out of bounds.
Magic ball, 4.1.
4 seconds on the clock. Magic have run some great out-of-bounds plays. They get it into Nelson. Chris Paul knocked it loose, and it's off of Jameer. Not so good that time.
I think Jameer took his eye off the ball, was looking for Big Baby on the cut.
They go to Griffin again. Griffin, pump fakes, Howard's there. Pass to Evans, got to foul him before he can score. No whistle, Evans again, he puts it in.
2 wide bodies in there, Evans and Blake Griffin. Nobody could get around their body to foul them.
Big basket for the Clippers. Evans, 3rd field goal of the game. Howard backing in against Evans. Nelson for 3. Drills it. Magic take a 1-point lead. Double-double for Jameer. 15 points, 10 assists. In his first game back after missing 5 with a concussion. Davis again with the steal. 2 terrific defensive plays by Glenn Davis in the overtime period. Redick lets it fly. Drills it.
An early dagger.
The Magic getting a huge lift from Glenn Big Baby Davis. 2 guys that have been out the last several games at least. Davis was serving a suspension. And Nelson coming back after a concussion. Look at the defensive work by Big Baby, and J.J. Redick lets it fly from beyond the arc. Magic by for Florida GMC dealers. By AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. By KFC. Come in today and taste why fresh is better. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. Well, the Magic coming up with big plays on both ends of the floor, Matt. Leading by 4 with 2:49 to play in the overtime.
Well, 2 straight possessions where Griffin didn't really protect the pass, just kind of waiting for the ball, and Big Baby takes advantage of it by out hustling him, getting around to knock it loose, save it, and give the Magic their second 3 of this overtime period. Jameer Nelson and J.J. Redick.
Plenty of time left, however. Still 2:45 in the extra period. Chris Paul. In the corner, Caron Butler steps in for 2. Butler taken off that 3-point line by Jason Richardson. 2-point game with 2:25 to play in the overtime. Richardson wants Howard. Reggie Evans hounding Dwight. Evans, is he arguing the call?
I don't know.
It's on Evans, his 5th.
He went all around the maypole that time. Got around fronting Dwight, got behind him very quickly, and then reached in there, grabbing on for dear life.
That's 2 team fouls on the Clippers in the overtime. They've already fouled out DeAndre Jordan. Now Evans is on the precipice with 5. Now Blake Griffin's on Dwight. Redick driving, tossing, no good. That backboard's rattling.
Somebody grabbed the rim. All right, so they say the net.
Evans is called for the foul. He's fouled out of the game. Somebody grabbed the net, the backboard, the rim.
Yeah, it was Griffin grabbing the net. That can be called goaltending. That whole thing was shaken.
Yes, it was. So 2 bigs fouling out for the Clippers. Vinny Del Negro, a little exasperated look down there on the Clipper bench, trying to figure out what direction to go in here. Again, not a real deep bench. Brian Cook is a big fella that has not played tonight, former Magic player.
Oh, Vinny is probably saying probably better off going with a small guy that can play on the perimeter rather than a big guy that can't. Oh, I'm wrong. Well, it's a big guy that plays on the perimeter. Brian Cook.
Well, what a tough situation for Cook. He hasn't played all night. Throw him in there with 2:06 to play in overtime. Brian played 66 games for the Magic back in 07, 08, and 08, 09. Griffin defends Howard. Dwight with a strong move to the baseline. Through the lane, Glenn Davis had it taken away. Williams to Paul. Cross court to Butler. Lets it fly for 3. Got it. Clippers back in the lead with 1:49 left.
A Big Baby just tried to do too much with that. Just give it up to a little guy.
He's been under control most of the night. Nelson can't connect. Rebound Butler with 1:35 left. And the Clippers up 101 to 100. Paul using some clock. Chris Paul tracked by Howard. Shoots over Dwight. Got it. A near impossible shot by Chris Paul. Howard challenging that rainbow jump shot by Paul, and it still goes in. Not much else you can do.
Well, once again, no real screen by Griffin. Dwight Howard was right on top of Paul. Times his jump perfectly.
Plenty of time left. The Magic using the timeout. The Clippers have lost 9 straight to the Magic. Orlando last lost to the Clippers in December of 2006. Both teams were 40 and 42 in this regular season. And the Clippers came into Central Florida, won the game. Chris Wilcox, Sam Cassell was playing a point guard position. Elton Brand, Chris Kaman, big fella setting the screen there for Sam Cassell. And so the Clippers have lost 9 straight to Orlando since that ball game. But these are not your father's Los Angeles Clippers. It's a different team. They're sitting atop their division ahead of the Lakers and everyone else, and one of the top teams in the Western Conference. They're on a 7-0 run.
Chris Paul is one of those incandescent players. Just any team he would go to would make them go. He thought he was going to be a Los Angeles Laker. Had to move down the hall to the Clippers. And along with Blake Griffin, has helped put this team on the basketball map. Lakers still with the brand name in LA, but I think most people would agree that the Clippers are the more entertaining team right now.
Ryan Anderson checked in for the Magic for Glenn Davis during the timeout. Ryan Gomes checked in for Brian Cook, so they have gone with that smaller lineup coming out of the timeout, the Clippers. The Clippers have made 4 of 5 shots in the overtime period.
Caron Butler and Chris Paul. And Butler, keep in mind, started out this game 1 for 7. He's made 5 of his last attempts.
You forget he's a 2-time All-Star with Washington. Nelson hounded by Paul. Howard trying to free him with the screen. Bounce pass. Richardson dunks it. Another assist for Jameer out of the pick and roll with Dwight Howard.
Well, they just lulled Caron Butler to sleep there. All that activity out at the top of the key, and Caron Butler, like a paying customer, turned his head.
Clippers go to their version of the pick and roll. Ryan Gomes. Butler's shot, no good. Rebound, though, taken by the Clippers. Gomes. They reset it with 37 left. Shot clock is at 18. Leading by 1 in the 4th quarter. Overtime, I should say. Tied at 94 at the end of regulation. Shot clock at 4. Chris Paul circling, firing, no good. Rebound, Clippers again, and a foul on the Magic. Nelson commits the personal.
Chris Paul had absolutely nothing going that time. It just kept dribbling around, almost like Steve Nash. Finally had to force one at the top of the key. That's not a shooting foul. It's the first on the Magic under 2 minutes of overtime. But with Dwight Howard challenging that shot out at about 17 feet, nobody really in there to rebound.
2 missed opportunities to rebound, misses by the Clippers. And now when the Magic foul again, which they're going to have to do, the Clippers will shoot free throws. Chris Duhon has checked in. He's matched up with Randy Ford. They're trying to get it into Mo Williams. He's just going to wait for someone to come and foul him. An 89% free throw shooter this year, 87% for his career. So outstanding throughout his 9 years in the NBA, and another former All-Star in 2009 with Cleveland.
And his first trip to the free throw line, you see him blowing on his hands to try to relax himself more than get his hands warm. And the Magic have 2 20-second timeouts left.
Number 11, Glenn Davis. Clippers, number 32.
Blake Griffin was on the bench here in that last sequence. He checks back in. Ryan Anderson returning. Jameer Nelson for the Magic as well. Williams at the line to try and make it a 3-point game. Clippers have made 20 of 23 free throws tonight, including Griffin, who made 6 of 7. Still a 3-point game, and the Magic will have the ball. Taking a 20-second timeout. Mazda Magic Live post-game show coming up after the conclusion of tonight's game. Paul Kennedy, Jeff Turner, recapping tonight's game. Stan Van Gundy's comments in the press conference and more still coming your way here as the Magic battle the Clippers in overtime.
And David, the Magic perimeter players here want to be alert to the Clippers committing a foul. Now, most teams would not foul with this much time, 12.6 seconds to go. But if it got down to 6 or 5 seconds to go, they definitely might be thinking of committing a foul. So you want to be in position maybe where you're shooting the ball. Don't need the 3, but invariably the Magic take the 3 in this situation.
They still have 1 timeout left. J.J. Redick will inbound the basketball for the Magic. All the perimeter shooters on the floor. Richardson, Anderson, Nelson, and Redick surrounding Howard.
And Dwight is usually the out man here when he comes to meet the ball, but he's not doing it this time.
Richardson firing off the screen. Pops in and out. Anderson tipped no good twice. And a foul on the Magic. Wow. Boy, oh boy. Jay Rich's shot went halfway down.
What a good look on the side out of bounds play. In rhythm, wide open. Good pass. And Ryan Anderson right there to get one good whack at it. A little Chris Paul in there to get the defensive rebound.
Paul shooting 2.
He can all but put it away. 7 seconds left in overtime. Now the Clippers have made 21 of 24 free throws, 13 threes. So they've done a lot of things that lead to success on the road, or anywhere for that matter. And now they lead by 5. Paul is 8 for 8 at the foul line, and the Clippers lead it 107 to 102. A well-run play. Jason Richardson came off the screen, caught it, perfect shooting position, and the shot just wouldn't go down for him. FoxSportsFlorida.com has the latest news surrounding all your favorite Florida sports teams. Log on to get Magic post-game coverage. Read how Martin St. Louis celebrates his 900th game. And find exclusive analysis from all the experts. It's right there at FoxSportsFlorida.com. Log on now. Well, the Magic had a 100-96 lead in overtime after the 3-point shot by, I believe it was J.J. Redick.
J.J. Redick, yeah.
But it's been all Clippers since that time.
Chris Paul took over along with Caron Butler, who had a couple of big shots. And those offensive rebounds were huge for the Clippers. Just able to chew up some clock.
Anderson pops into the corner. Contested by Blake Griffin. Paul gets the rebound, and the Clippers escape with an overtime victory in Orlando.
Final score, the Los Angeles Clippers 107.
Hard-fought basketball game. 2 good teams, East and West, and the Clippers get the upper hand. Tremendous performance by Chris Paul. Dwight Howard, a monster night as well. These 2 All-Stars. Blake Griffin, nothing sensational, but a solid game for the starting forward for the Western Conference All-Star team. And a disappointing night for the hometown fans and the Magic. Let's check in with Paul Kennedy.
And Blake Griffin. Blake, first time in 10 games that the Clippers have beaten Orlando. You got to go back to 2006. Times are changing. What did this require?
I think our team is getting better and better. Pulling out games like that. With CP down the stretch, he's making big plays, and everybody's coming up with rebounds, and it's the little plays when we need them, and that's what's happening.
Down the stretch, you outscored Orlando in overtime 9-2. What was taking place as you battled to put this game away?
We just got stops. We got stops and got out and made shots, made free throws. We kind of gave up a lead early and fought back.
You have been here before. All these component parts have come to Los Angeles. What do you have now in Chris Paul, yourself, and this entire cast? Caron Butler, you're going to add Kenyon Martin.
We just have a lot of different pieces, a lot of veteran pieces, a lot of skill pieces, and they're coming all together right now, and it makes it a lot easier for us.
You're going to be back here in a couple of weeks for All-Star Weekend. You had to battle with another All-Star in Dwight Howard. Again, what were you up against, and what did you find out in the paint of the lane tonight?
We already knew. He's tough. He's a monster inside, and when he's playing like that, he's tough to stop.
Congratulations. Thanks for the insight.
Thank you.
All right, David will be back here in a couple of weeks with the All-Stars. Tonight, they walk off with a win for the first time in a long while.
December of 2006, Paul, the Clippers, though, not the same looking ball club. They're 15-7 after winning tonight. They go to 5-4 on the road. The Magic fall to 15-10. Another heartbreaking overtime loss against one of the better teams from the West, San Antonio, earlier this year. And now the Clippers come in and win in overtime against the Magic. Stay tuned for Mazda Magic Live, the post-game show coming up in just a moment.